17 years after the sands settled and the tombs fell silent, the mummy is reawakening. Yes, you heard that right. Universal's beloved adventure franchise is clawing its way out of cinematic hibernation, bringing back not only ancient curses and buried treasures, but also the man whose career has risen like a phoenix, Brendan Fraser. The news has electrified fans across the globe, and for good reason. The Hollywood Reporter confirms that The Mummy will officially return under the direction of Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett, the creative duo behind Ready or Not and Scream. Known collectively as Radio Silence, the pair have a flair for blending tension, humor, and heart, the very ingredients that made the 1999 Mummy film a timeless adventure. But perhaps the biggest headline of all, both Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are reportedly in talks to return to the desert once more. It's a move that feels both nostalgic and poetic. Back in 1999, The Mummy was an unexpected box office juggernaut. With its blend of action, romance, and supernatural spectacle, the film grossed a staggering $422.5 million worldwide. It catapulted Fraser to leading man status and turned Weisz into an international star. Together, their chemistry as adventurer Rick O'Connell and librarian-turned-explorer Evelyn Carnahan became cinematic gold. 2 sequels followed. The Mummy Returns in 2001 and The Mummy: Tomb of the Dragon Emperor in 2008. Though the latter failed to capture the same magic, particularly after Weisz's absence. Now, with the new film set to revive the original storyline and likely disregard the third installment, fans are daring to hope that lightning might just strike twice. For Brendan Fraser, this moment carries a deeper resonance. After years away from the Hollywood spotlight, his triumphant return in Darren Aronofsky's The Whale earned him a long-overdue Oscar in 2022. It was a comeback story that inspired millions, a reminder that talent and heart never truly fade. To see him once again don the rugged charm of Rick O'Connell, the quick-witted hero who could outsmart mummies and melt hearts, feels almost poetic. Fraser's renaissance isn't just about nostalgia. It's about restoration of artistry, legacy, and self-belief. And now, as the mummy itself reawakens, it seems fitting that its leading man would rise alongside it. Behind the scenes, the return of producer Sean Daniel adds another layer of continuity. Daniel, who helped launch the franchise more than 2 decades ago, will now join forces with Project X Entertainment, the production team behind Abigail and Scream 5 and 6. The involvement of such a dynamic creative group suggests that Universal isn't just chasing the past, it's recalibrating the formula for a modern audience. The script comes from David Coggeshall, known for his work on The Deliverance and Orphan First Kill, 2 films that balance psychological tension with emotional depth. Early whispers from insiders suggest this new chapter will combine pulpy adventure with a darker, more character-driven tone, while the plot remains under wraps, locked away tighter than Imhotep's sarcophagus. Speculation runs wild. Will we return to the sands of Egypt, or will the story expand to new lands, perhaps uncovering mythologies from other ancient civilizations? What becomes of Rick and Evelyn after their previous encounters with the undead? And will their son, Alex, return in some capacity? For now, these questions remain unanswered. But one thing is clear, this isn't a reboot. Unlike the ill-fated 2017 attempt starring Tom Cruise, which tried to launch a dark universe that collapsed almost instantly, this film aims to honor the original saga. It's not about reinventing the wheel. It's about rediscovering what made it roll in the first place. The reaction online has been nothing short of explosive. Within hours of the announcement, Social media was flooded with clips, memes, and fan tributes celebrating Fraser and Weiss's potential reunion. "Adventure has a name," one user wrote, quoting the original tagline. Another said, "The real curse would have been not bringing them back." And it's true. The heart of The Mummy was never just its visual effects or its elaborate set pieces. It was the chemistry between its leads, the sense of fun, and the unabashed romanticism that tied it all together. In a cinematic landscape dominated by superheroes and multiverses, The Mummy's return offers something refreshingly classic: pure, old-fashioned escapism with soul. Industry analysts see this as a smart move for Universal, which has long struggled to revive its iconic monster catalog. While modern audiences have gravitated toward shared universes, The Mummy remains proof that a single, well-told adventure can still command global attention. If executed right, this sequel could breathe new life not only into the franchise, but also into Universal's broader monster lineup, potentially paving the way for a creative resurgence of its classic horror icons. And with radio silence at the helm, the studio seems to be betting on filmmakers who understand both tension and tone, qualities that could give The Mummy its sharpest edge yet. Of course, expectations are sky high. Fans aren't just looking for another blockbuster. They're craving the sense of wonder that defined the original trilogy. They want sweeping desert landscapes, mysterious relics, daring escapes, and yes, that playful banter between Rick and Evelyn that made audiences fall in love 2 decades ago. But beyond the spectacle lies a chance to explore something deeper: legacy. What does it mean to face your past, both personal and historical, and to find meaning in the ruins? That's a theme both Brendan Fraser and the Mummy franchise understand all too well. In many ways, they mirror each other. Once adored, then forgotten, now rediscovered. As the sands shift once more and Universal prepares to open the tomb, one can't help but feel that this isn't just another sequel. It's a resurrection. A story buried by time, unearthed for a new generation to experience. A reminder that adventure, heart, and heroism never truly die. They simply wait for the right moment to rise again. And if early reports hold true, that moment is now. Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, and the spirit of The Mummy are returning to remind the world why some legends refuse to stay buried. After all, as fans of the franchise know all too well, death is only the beginning.